Salutations everyone, this is Razor. A lot happened this week, but you don't need to know it all, just what matters. In the first bit of news, my homeboys Chip and Dale are getting a movie, Rescue Rangers style. Disney picked up a script for the film. It's going to be most likely CG / live action like many of the other old 80s cartoons who got the same treatment. It's being picked up by the Mandeville production company, which did the last Muppets movie as well as this one. Hopefully they handle it a lot better than some of the other 80s cartoons out there. I'm looking at you, Smurfs. And hopefully they do it justice. And I'm looking forward to it. The Uncharted movie has finally gotten a director, Seth Gordon, who directed Horrible Bosses, King Kong, and Identity Thief. Not fantastic films, at least two of them. But, it's good to see, these movie franchises that we've wanted to see for so long. It's been, almost 7 years since the first Uncharted did come out. And that is what the movie will be based on, Drake's Fortune, the first game. But, no high hopes yet. There's still no actors attached to the project. It's a very, very good franchise. I think easily the most cinematic film that can be translated easily from the game to the silver screen. I mean, if they handle it well, it could be great, especially if they get the right people attached to it. Seth Gordon, not a fan, but, he could always surprise us, and hopefully he does. The new Sonic the Hedgehog game has been announced for the Wii U and the 3DS, Sonic Boom, boasting a new reinvention of the characters, and many people have given their 2 cents on the matter. I personally don't think it's all that bad. I mean, people are saying, oh, Sonic's legs are getting longer. No one's really complaining about Tails or Amy that much. I myself, I'm not too big of a fan of making Knuckles this giant brawler. I mean, they could have made him a little bigger, but not this big, looking, meathead type character who's, just there to, punch stuff. The game could be good. Sonic Team has always taken big risks and reinventing what a Sonic game is. They should never stray too much, because we've seen what happens when they try to stray too much from what a Sonic game should be. Sometimes they do have successes, like Sonic Generations, but outside of that, I think the past generation of consoles, they didn't see very much success. But this is the third title in the Wii exclusivity, so if they were going to make another game after this, it would most likely be a multi-platform game that wasn't just to Nintendo, since they did make Sonic Lost World, which actually is one of the Wii U's best-selling games, and they did the Olympic Winter Games with Mario, so this Sonic Boom is the third Nintendo exclusive title. Hopefully it's good. They have made some risks in the past that have paid off. I think that the Sonic franchise doesn't deserve as much criticism as it gets, especially since they've given us some quality games for such a long time. But at the basis of it, they need to stick to a certain formula, and if they don't, it better be pretty damn good. Most of the times, it's a swing and a miss on that matter. But, hopefully Sonic Boom can be an exception. It seems to, at least have, some of the stuff that we're used to in a Sonic game. It's got, same characters. They look different. It's also going to be launched with a new TV show. And the game is a prequel to the TV show. So, I hope success for them. I hope, they sell merchandise and the show does well and the game's really good, because there's no reason not to want that. And, they can make more awesome games for us. I'm a Sonic fan myself, always have been, always will be, regardless of how many times they put us through the ringer with some of their duds. But hopefully it all turns out well. In some Fantastic Four news, there's a lot of shake your head moments there. Yes, thank you, Picard. That's my thoughts exactly. The rumor of Michael B. Jordan playing the Human Torch turns out to be true. He's the only one officially cast in the film. And that's a little different. I know Samuel Jackson worked out well. This is a little different, especially since Johnny Storm has a blood relative sibling who they're casting as the two people that I've seen in the rumor mill are Caucasians. And so that'll be interesting to see how they handle that. I'm not saying Michael B. Jordan isn't a bad actor. I think, he'd be good for that type of role. Absolutely. But when you put the shoe on the other foot, I don't think people would take much of a liking to it. And speaking of more progressive decisions that this film is making, they're considering a female Doctor Doom. Yep, a female Doctor Doom. I know. When I first heard that they were rebooting Fantastic Four, I was like, I have you now. Because I like the Fantastic Four, and the two movies that, Fox made with them were absolutely terrible, even by, superhero movie standards. But, from the more and more I'm hearing, I'm like, what? I mean, sometimes these changes aren't a detriment to the franchise or the storyline. But just think about it if you put it on the other foot. If you made Wonder Woman a guy, or if you made Black Panther a white dude, I think there'd be some uproar about that. And when they try to make everything different just to have it be different, that your goals are not in the right place. You should be all about quality of the product, not how it's presented and how progressive and different and hipstery it is. And B, when you go that route, it doesn't work out. You're not being true to the source material or the canon, and sometimes it can work out if you have all the right things in place. But when your goal is just to be different for the sake of being different, you're just gonna fail. That's just how it works in movies, TV shows, video games. If you don't want to put out a good product and you just want to be different to be different, that's all you're gonna end up being. And in awesome, news, The Vision has been casted. Paul Bettany will be playing the Vision in Avengers Age of Ultron, which is a very interesting decision on multiple parts and raises more questions than it answers. I honestly didn't expect them to put the Vision in Age of Ultron because they don't have Ant-Man. At least they haven't announced yet. And with the casting of the Ant-Man film that takes place after Age of Ultron, where they have, Hank Pym being an old guy and not being Ant-Man anymore, than Paul Rudd, taking the reins over for good old Mr. Douglas, it makes it seem like Ant-Man isn't going to be in the Avengers. And for those who don't know, Ant-Man invents Ultron to, just be a really helpful robot. He goes rogue and he wants to destroy the Avengers, and Ultron creates the Vision so that the Vision can help him achieve this goal. And then the Vision, of course, turns on him and helps defeat him with the help of the other Avengers. So the fact that they don't have Ant-Man but they have the Vision raises a lot of questions. How are they going to approach Ultron then? Some people have been speculating that it's going to be something to do with Jarvis, an Iron Man suit that goes crazy. And what this casting thing also brings up is Paul Bettany is actually the voice of Jarvis. He's been the voice of Jarvis since the first Iron Man. So how are they going to handle that? I mean, I'm not saying he can't do different voices, but Jarvis is an AI. The Vision is a robot. That I know they have Scarlet Witch. Are they going to do, the whole romancing storyline there? So a lot of questions to see what this actually means and what they're going to end up doing creatively. And with January finally over, that means movies are finally starting to come out. With this weekend, Monuments Men and the Lego Movie coming out, which were both on my top 15 most anticipated films of 2014. And I actually saw the Lego Movie, and I would definitely say it's a thumbs up. It was a good film. I really appreciated what they did with it. It was funny. It was very charming. It was, heartfelt at times, but, it was very Lego-centric. The movie was all about Legos, not so much all of the, star-studded characters and other franchises that they've pulled that Lego has, put out in, the last 30 years. If you saw something that had Lego attached to it, some of that is in the movie. It's not going to disappoint really anyone who likes Lego. And as a kid who played with them as kids, there's certain parts of the film that you'll only really to be able to understand unless you've actually played with Legos at a younger age. And but that doesn't exclude older people from seeing the film, because I think it's really good for the whole family. It's has a very creative and charming animation slash stop motion. They did a really good job. You know, everything is Lego. And if you ever liked any YouTube film with some, you know, Lego stop motion animation, you really appreciated that sort of film aesthetic, you'll definitely enjoy this movie. It was very good and super meta. I was really impressed about how meta they got with that movie. And it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Not the best, I would say, but definitely a good way to start off February. So that's all I have for you guys today. Hope you enjoyed. Be sure to leave a comment on any of the stories that I mentioned below. And if you would like to read any of those yourself, I will put the link in the description for you to check out those. Anyways, I will see you guys next time.